Hi everyone, welcome back to Novel Nomad and welcome back to Top 5 Wednesdays. Today we're going to be looking into favourite sci-fi and fantasy in other media, so not books. I've tried to stick as closely to not books as possible, but I needed to get this one off the list straight away, and that is The Lord of the Rings. This one, whilst it is based on a book, I was first introduced to Lord of the Rings movies before the books, and this was absolutely amazing fantasy introduction, and it basically got me started on my epic fantasy craze. The movies themselves were beautifully produced, and I think New Zealand now is Middle Earth forever and ever. I must visit Hobbiton, that is one of my absolute musts. But if you're wanting to watch a really epic fantasy movie trilogy, secondly though, given the little hint here, I'm gonna say Doctor Who. Now, I don't have too many sci-fi related things as I'm much more of a fantasy based fiend, but Doctor Who has been one of my absolute favourite TV shows to just get lost into. More recent ones, I haven't really gone back and delved into the classic Doctor Who TV shows, but the recent ones were absolutely fabulous. And I think what is great about Doctor Who is Doctor is weird, quirky, and he changes appearance all the time, and he can be a bit of a nut, and that's okay. He can still be the main character in a sci-fi series that's probably the longest running sci-fi series, but it is considered acceptable to be who you are and to be unique in Doctor Who. And his companions have just been getting better and better and better. I think my favourite ones though are definitely going to be Donna, Amy and Rory, and of course Tennant was my absolute favourite. He was the first Doctor Who I was introduced to, so I think I've just been stuck to David Tennant's number 10 Doctor Who. Okay, jumping back into fantasy, and that is going to be a game. Some other media that I do tend to play is games. I was introduced to this fantasy series as such on Nintendo 64. Those were the days. But this game has been reproduced into Game Boy, so yes, you probably can guess it by now, but that is Zelda. I absolutely love Zelda the Ocarina of Time. Majora's Mask was always so hard for me when I was younger. I couldn't deal with the time restriction on Majora's Mask. It was hard, okay? It was just hard. But I love the roaming, the RPG style. I haven't played the new game yet, which sounds freaking awesome, but I do love going back into the classics. The games themselves focus on Link, who is the main character. He is the warrior of sorts. And Ocarina, you get to have him start off in the little fairy village. He is obviously a young boy at the time, so you explore the village with him as a young boy and you get to practice how to do all the different things for the game. But as he gets older, you get to meet Zelda, who is a princess and who the games are named after. But I think they gave Zelda a little bit more agency in these games, which is fabulous. There's so many different styles of games featuring Link and Zelda. It's just not typically the same two characters on their life journey. They're being recast into so many different worlds, different scenarios, different characters, and it's just fantastic. I think I played Wind Waker a lot on the GameCube, and I haven't played too much of the Twilight Princess, but from all reports it was fairly fantastic. But I definitely want to try and get my hands on the latest one, because the roaming style, I love RPG for its roaming abilities, and the roaming style of Zelda, let me at it. Alright, jumping back into the sci-fi section of this segment, and that is going to be the TV show Almost Human. Now this unfortunately only got one season. Yeah, I was severely disappointed when they didn't pick this up again for a second season. It was such a great cast. We've got the delicious Carl Urban as the main character. It is basically a police drama, but all policemen have to have a robot companion, and that robot companion is basically kick-ass and awesome. And Dorian in this one, he is an older robot that was recommissioned for the main character John Kennex, and their relationship is fantastic because Kennex was in the past betrayed by a robot, so he doesn't trust them, and Dorian is trying to understand and adjust and reach Kennex and make this partnership work. And he is very unique in the way of robots, and their relationship and partnership is absolutely awesome. Bromance, much bromance. But the storyline itself is really fascinating because you start off with Kennex having such a destroyed previous career. He invaded a crime lord's den and then he lost his leg in the process, so he's been out of commission for quite a while. And he also lost his partner, and his fiance disappeared all around the same time. So he's trying to pick up the pieces and find out what happened. So as he's picking up the pieces of his career with Dorian at his side, he's also picking up the pieces of what happened back in that warehouse, in that crime lord's warehouse. And it was such a great series. So I got this DVD from the US. It is actually non-region coded, which is great because it wasn't released in Australia, but they allowed people from all around the world to buy the DVD. So my last recommendation for best sci-fi fantasy non-book media is actually going to be an iPhone iPad game. This is called Monument Valley. I'll do a little montage clip video here for you to see. It is absolutely stunning in the visuals. The artwork and the puzzles that you have to kind of work out are stunning, but it's got a bit more of a fantastical folklore background, as you discover like wind sprites and things like that. So I think it definitely falls into the fantasy genre. It doesn't have a huge storyline or plot to it, but it is still fantastical and whimsical in its not only in its imagery but also its story and the complexities of the different puzzles and maps are great. Although I did finish the first one really fast, and the second one's come out and I've been whizzing through that one too. So I hope they keep releasing more of Monument Valley games because I could keep playing those forever because I love being challenged by like really beautiful artistic puzzles. Alright, so this is quite a short Top 5 Wednesday because I was so excited to get into my non-bookish favourites. I don't usually talk about them that much, which I probably should work on. So if you'd like to hear me talk about a non-bookish favourite of anything, let me know down below. I need to get some ideas for this. Yeah, so happy reading or watching or playing or whatever the media you love to consume and do, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!